Hi everyone! This is going to be a quick video on the importance of three-way calls and what's everybody's responsibilities inside of three-way calls, okay? So I pulled up a document here just so I can use it as sort of like a virtual, almost like a felt board. When we were younger and our teachers had felt boards. So when we talk about three-way calls, there's three different characters. There is the queen, and that is the guest. That is the prospect. That's who is listening to the call and maybe interested in joining. There's you. In some situations, you will be the person in the middle. You're the colleague of what we like to call the professor, okay? Now, you'll be going back and forth as you grow between these two positions, but the colleague is sort of the connector. It's whoever, the queen is your prospect, and you have brought her to meet the professor to get a little bit more experience, hear some more stories, hear a why that connects, and you've chosen the professor that matches the queen the best. It doesn't necessarily have to be your direct sponsor. Often it's good to begin to understand your queen and find somebody who the professor, they match and have common interests, common whys. You are basically the connector. Now, before the professor ever comes along, there's a marriage here between the queen and the person trying to get the consultant, and we're just going to say you for right now. So we're going to pretend you are the connector. And prior to the professor ever coming into our story, when you guys are talking, there's roughly 3 questions that everybody as a queen asks themselves, okay? So our queen is asking, I'll make this print a little bit larger. The queen is asking herself, 1, do I trust you? Does the queen trust the person who's sharing the experience? Okay, so is there trust there? And we validate the trust by sharing positivity about the queen. Why did you seek her out? What characteristics does she have that you were interested in? 2, she's asking herself, can I do this? And again, we can validate that when we build that trust of where we go, you know, Megan, I really reached out to you because you show so much leadership in our neighborhood. You have such an addictive personality. People love to be around you. And when I come to your house, you are spick and span organized, girl. And in my business, this leads to success. And the last question the queen is asking herself is this worth it? And this is where you and the professor are going to validate that her choice to join will be worth it. All right. So there has to be this initial conversation before you bring in the professor. And the things that you want to make sure you talk about prior is you want to find out their why. Why are they even considering this? Where is there a place that Rodan & Fields can serve them? You know, is it a time freedom issue, financial constraints that this person is going through that Rodan & Fields could bring some extra income, time freedom, this person's having to work 2 jobs and they just really want to be at home with their children more. So find out their why. At that time, you're also going to share your why, because facts don't sell. Stories are what sell. So make sure when we're talking about your why is not just to make more money. But go in, and I want you to be able to paint that picture. Imagine that this person, the queen, can feel your emotions attached to your why. And then we want to build excitement. So this comes when we don't tell too much. We want to be careful of what we call verbal vomit. This is when you tell too much and the person's in overload. You want to build excitement by telling them little bits about the business and leaving them to be able to come back and ask questions. So once you're done with this initial conversation, you might invite them and say, hey, I have a really great business partner that I would love to introduce you to. You can sort of see how we really work together. Would you be up for a call? I like to steer away from the words three-way call. That actually scares the bejesus out of people because they think they're going to be ganged up on. So you want to invite them to learn more from your partner, or let's hop on a call with one of my business partners who has a very similar why to you. So you can begin to share those things, okay? So then the next conversation that we have will not involve the queen. It involves you and the professor. This is where you call the professor and you share with them and find out how to coordinate your event together, coordinate the time that you're going to talk, and then you want to share. Oh, I'm so sorry. Homemade videos, gotta love them. Share with the professor a couple key things. The background of your potential. So where, how do you know this person? Some common interests of this person. And then you want to share sort of the why that the princess or the queen gave you. So why was she interested in learning more? What intrigued her? You also want to go ahead and prep the professor with what are going to be those kickbacks? What are the questions? Has she already mentioned the cost? Has she already mentioned the lack of time she has? So how will this fit in? So that your professor is ready to be able to respond positively to any kickbacks. And then you want to discuss about what would emotionally pull them in. What is it you think that going back to their why that they're really looking for, that we can go back and emotionally connect with them? All right, so once you've set the stage with both of them, then we're going to execute the call. So the way that the call works is you are going to first call your queen. It's all about her. So she needs to make sure she's on the phone with you, not you and the professor call her. You want to say, I'm so excited for you to meet my business partner. You can share that this person has spent more time with Rodan & Fields, or this person has really become one of my favorite accountability partners. I've learned so much and I can't wait for you to see the community of support that you have. So let's go ahead and let's bring in our professor. So you three-way in now the professor. Okay. So now we have everyone on the call. So we want to begin with the queen because this call is all about the queen. And so we share first the introduction of the queen. And you're going to say, Professor, I am so excited for you to meet the queen. I've been friends with the queen. We've lived in the same neighborhood for the past 6 months. And I'm telling you, people love to be around the queen. And you give 2 to 3 characteristics of why you really reached out to her. She had such an amazing personality that instantly you trust her because she just has that ability to make you always feel welcomed. She is also what I love about one of the most organized women I know. She is on top of her game as she's working her business and raising her children. And we met together and I was able to share a little of Rodan & Fields with her. And I just wanted to let her see the community of support that we have. And so, Queen, I would love for you to meet my business partner, Professor. And Professor is someone that I admire, and you share one thing about them. And then at that time, you're going to mute yourself. The professor will take over, and it's time for you to absolutely close your mouth and listen. You may even want to mute yourself on the phone. And at this time, the two people really talking back and forth are the professor and the queen. And the professor here is talking with the queen and really connecting. So the professor has already thought about their initial connection. So I've noticed, queen, that you said that you are a working mom and a mother of two. Well, I was also a working mom when I started Rodan and Fields. So I understand what it is like to be a mom and a professional lady in the business world. And my goodness, our hats are off to you. I so remember those long days. And how your heart really aches to be at home with your children. I have walked that and felt that connection. That's what the professor is doing at first, is connecting more to their why, because you've already briefed them more on that why. The professor then is going to validate that the queen is in good hands. I just want to tell you that my business partner, Amy, she is a top-notch leader to learn from. Amy has really been doing a lot of trainings to grow her team. She has such expertise. I love watching her present. She's so comfortable in front of an audience. She's so knowledgeable about our products, and her customers are completely loyal to her, and she'll be able to really teach you how she created this business like she has. So the professor validates that the queen will be in good hands with whoever their sponsor is going to be. We don't want the queen to think that the professor is the end-all, be-all, high and mighty one. We want the queen to feel happy with her sponsor. The professor will handle any objections that have come the way, answer any questions, and then lead into close. And so, we'll find out what more, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you really see yourself with being interested in starting your own business with Rodan and Fields, and finding out what needs to happen to close that deal. The professor may say, my business partner, Amy, is going to send you the income disclosure that you can discuss with your husband, and you guys can find a time to meet back together and discuss anything further with the income disclosure, and then hopefully pick out which enrollment kit would fit you best and would help you get started with your business. And I can't wait to support you throughout this journey. I can't wait to watch your success grow with Amy by your side, reaffirming again that Amy is the right person to join underneath. The professor is going to try to close the offer, lead to a close, and then the professor will then leave the call, leaving you and the queen back together, where you circle around to find out what more information does she need, setting a time when you will talk again, or setting a time when you will go through the enrollment with them. It is a chance for you to close that and figure out when you will meet again, or when you will help her with the enrollment. Will it be right then? Will it be tomorrow night? We don't want to make this a long call, for the particular reason we don't want the queen to think that this takes up a lot of her time, because we just made her sit on an hour three-way. We want it to be quick and precise, so that she goes, wow, this is a really easy business. If it happens that Amy, as the colleague, closes this call on her own and never needs to use a three-way, it's always a great idea for the professor to do a welcome call with the queen, and for you guys to set that up, the three of you. So again, it would be the same way, but this time you would just be sharing that we're so excited that the queen has joined us. share those qualities, but it's more of just a, excuse me, a welcome, we're so glad to have you, we're here to support you call. So I hope this has helped. I hope you see the value of using a three-way call to really help build your prospect's knowledge, not see it so much as a way to terrify anyone or gang up. It's more of a way to show them the community that they are about to join, that they aren't alone in their journey. So have a great day, and thanks for watching.